It's not an excuse. And if it's genuine,
we're live now. Say that again.
Awesome. So first of all, welcome to the live. This is the 20th live of the year or something like that. We have Will and Agnes, we have David Youngs, and we have myself, Thanos. Oh, this is the first time I'm doing the intro, by the way.
Yeah, who let you do the intro today?
I don't know.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? I'm Will and Agnes here. Great to see you. I'm here with my co-host, Panos Benitez. David Youngs is here as well. Welcome to the Referral Partner Acquisition Show. As always, I'm here with my two favorite people. Today, we're going to talk about something special, but if you're new to the show, we do this every Friday at noon Eastern. We are late today by about 35 minutes, but hey, if you're watching this now on live, we appreciate you being here, but we're also going to have a replay so you can check it out there as well. We generally go over how to acquire referral partners, how to provide value to them, and how to retain them long term. But today we're going to be talking about a few new things around those topics. I hope you're finding value in it. So as you guys were saying before Panos took reign of the intro, what are you guys talking about?
So my question was, and this is because this is a real thing that's happened to me, and Panos is going to share his story as well. What happens if you're doing this campaign messaging, you're following the course, you're following the system, it's all working, and you get people that reply, but for some reason, you're not replying back. You're dropping the ball. What do you do? How do you handle that situation? What would you say to try to save face and still activate that relationship or build that relationship? So Panos, tell your story first.
Absolutely. So I have the perfect example for that. Like, obviously, we preach that follow-up, money's in the follow-up. You should never let anyone not followed up with and everything like that. But I had a situation last year where I had to do a minor surgery. Obviously, I went back to Greece to do it because it's much cheaper over there. And I was out for about 2.5 months. And it was very unprofessional of me that I didn't follow up with a lot of people, whether they were agents, whether they were prospects. I was in a little bit of a bad place, but still, that's not an excuse. However, when I came back to the States after 2.5 months, I was like, I have to reach back out to these people. And I was really concerned as to what to say. And I was thinking what to say to them. And I realized that the best thing to say is the truth and be genuine. Hey, I'm so sorry. This is what happened to me. I know it's very unprofessional that I didn't stay in touch with you. I would love the opportunity to reconnect. And if you don't want, I completely understand. That's the type of message I would use. And 99% of people will be genuine and say, oh my God, are you okay? It doesn't matter. Let's reconnect. Of course, you will get some people who will be like, you know what? You dropped the ball. I don't want to work with you. And it's okay. You can work with everyone. But things happen in life. And especially when you're doing what we're doing, prospecting large numbers. You prospect hundreds of people per week. The same thing with me. You're bound to miss some of them, even if you have the best automations out there. Just be genuine. Things happen. We're not robots. We're people. So I would just say, be honest, be straightforward, be truthful, and you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah. And then on that same topic or that same vein, so for me personally, I went through a company change. So I was focused on identifying which company I was going to be moving to. This is a few months back, actually, for me more recently. So trying to figure out which company I was going to move to. So I was talking to recruiters, I was talking to ownership, branch managers, all that. And I was doing a lot of research and focused on that. And then just a few financial advisors is who I was actually targeting at the time, and who I'm still pursuing right now. But I think there was like 12 or so that I did miss. So that's exactly what I was going to say too. What I'm planning to do here, because I'm just now kind of all set up, everything's ready to go. I'm turning everything back on now. I want to go back and say, listen, honestly, I'm so sorry I missed your message. I completely didn't see it. I was in the middle of a company change. I absolutely want to still connect with you though. Are you still open to that conversation? I just want, and make it clear, I just want 5-10 minutes on the phone, just to chat briefly. Usually that's the best way to start it versus trying to get them to commit to a live, meeting face-to-face and driving. And so just a quick phone call, would that work? And anytime in the past that I've had to do something like that with any prospect, any referral partner, potentially. It's always worked well, but be genuine. I was also thinking, though, what happens if there's no good excuse? What if you didn't have a surgery and you didn't have a company change? There was no life event. You just simply missed it. Just
Two options there. If you are not an ethical person, which we are, but if you're not an ethical person, you can come up with an excuse, which we do not suggest to do that because it will come back to you at some point.
Right.
But if you are a truthful and ethical person, you can just be honest and say, listen, I dropped the ball.
Yep.
Be vulnerable. People appreciate that. You cannot be perfect. Just say, hey man, I've dropped the ball. You've been sitting on my pipeline for 3 months. You've messaged me and I've dropped the ball. This is super unprofessional. However, I believe I can make it up to you. Do you have 5 minutes?
Perfect. That was going to be my exact suggestion, is just own up to it, admit it, and move forward. And
not only that, let me give you an example.
Okay, there's plenty of fish in the sea, right?
Yesterday, I'm following up someone on Instagram, Big LO. He posted a picture of someone texting him, hey, you haven't followed up with me in 6 months. I just opened escrow with another loan officer. And the actual loan officer posted this picture on Instagram, and he was so vulnerable and saying, I dropped the ball. And he was so open that he had like 20 other people commenting, hey, I would love to talk to you. These things happen. Just because he was truthful, and he was like, you know what? I fucked up. I'm sorry. So,
yeah, I had one. There was a realtor. There was a realtor a while back that I was working with, or that was I know personally. He doesn't know that I was tied to it even, but my assistant was actually reaching out on my behalf to some of these potential realtors to try to schedule a meeting for me. He didn't put 2 and 2 together of who it was, that it was me doing it. But when she called him up, she actually called him and then messed his name up. It was a more unique name. He didn't say it quite right. And he went off on her. And she was practically in tears at the end of it because she didn't get the name right. And as soon as that happened, as far as I'm concerned, I never want to work with that realtor again, if at all possible, because he didn't treat my team with respect. And if this is how he treats somebody like that, that's not a good sign of somebody that you want to probably partner with.
David, 99% of people, they pronounce my name incorrectly. If that was an issue, I would be out of business.
That's true. That's true.
These are things that people focus on when they're not busy and when they shouldn't be in the industry. If someone mispronounces your name in the United States, that we have like so many different people, so many different cultures, and so much diversity, I mean, come on.
Yeah. By the way, my name never gets pronounced right either. It's always David Young. They always leave the S up. They think yes is unintentional.
You should put it Z, Youngs. But yeah, but to circle back at everything, obviously the systems we are offering, a lot of them come with an assistant. So obviously if you were to delegate certain things to us, that wouldn't happen, meaning you wouldn't miss anything. However, if it does happen, just be truthful if you're doing it on your own, and you should have no problem getting back on the phone and talking with these prospects.
Yeah, and we have scripts to help you guys. So if you want to get them, they're in our Omega system. If you guys are interested in learning about that, you can just contact us about that.
And another tip is a lot of people, and I don't know if it has happened to you guys or especially to you, David, is sometimes you look at your phone and you're like, oh, I didn't follow up with this person. And then you don't follow up with them then, and then a month goes by and you're like, oh my God, I should have followed up a month ago. And now another month goes by. If that happens to you, the quicker you follow up with them, the better it will be. Yeah. So if you see someone that you haven't responded to, just go for it.
Yeah. Time blocking can really help with that too, is just schedule out time every day for following up with contacts. Just make sure you've got a time block in there. Maybe you don't have that many. You only got a couple people to follow up with, and you can use that time for other things that day, but have it on the calendar blocked off. Because as an example, I just went to a business networking event yesterday. I met 25 more people, business cards, several of which have interest in learning more about a specific program that I have access to, that they want to talk further about how we can collaborate on some things. So I've got like 8 people to schedule one-to-one meetings with today. I've got 4 pre-approvals to send out today. I've got the financial advisors to follow up with. I've got all my existing referral partners. I've got my people out shopping for homes right now. I've got my past clients to follow up with. I mean, there's not enough time in a day. Physically, there's not enough time in a day to hit everybody. So just do the best you can.
Yeah, and be systems dependent, not people dependent. Like David will be able to do all his follow-ups and everything today because most of his things are automated.
Yep.
Meaning, if he was to manually follow up and call all the people he just mentioned, it would take him like 3 days.
Yep.
So you need to set up authentic automations, which the master of that is Will. You have him here.
Yeah, guys, I can't understand this pain that you guys are talking about because I don't have these problems.
Yeah, Will is the type of guy who doesn't miss anything.
I don't miss any messages. And if you guys have that problem, come work at W Marketing Solutions. I'll help you out. Not one lead will get missed, and you'll close everything on the table. Like I don't miss anything. Like I get these 2 guys to vouch for me. So if you guys need that help, we're here to support you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's you got to get the proper systems, man. You're competing with people you're competing with David. Think about this. Okay, David today is gonna talk with like about 100 people overall, touch points.
Touch points, yeah.
So when whoever is watching this, talks to 3 people today, just think about this: that you're competing with loan officers out there who prospect hundreds, if not thousands, of people per month. So your competition is David or other people like David. I don't want to put you on the spot or anything.
There are many more qualified loan officers or originators here with our company, with the team than myself. But the systems, the technology, the templates, copy paste, or just automate it. It makes a huge difference. And that's why the elite LOs in this industry are where they are. They're not doing everything themselves. They're delegating, they're automating. Because again, we've only got so much time in a day. You got to be smart with your time.
Absolutely.
That's right. Does anyone have anything else to close off with? Because I think that we've gotten our point across that, guys, you got to be systems dependent and you got to be genuine when things happen. If you guys would like to chat with us, you can just chat with us in Messenger. Anyone have anything else to say? Should we close off? Panos, you started this thing. You want to close it off?
Well, I just want to say to everyone, have a great weekend. Don't let the fact that it's a weekend stop you from staying on top of your
weekends are the best weekends. So yeah, I hope everyone's having gonna have a great weekend.
Exactly. And go, one last tip to everyone, even if you're not working with us, go through your contracts, go through your past clients, create a list, even a freaking Excel sheet, something. Have everything in one place. Obviously, the best would be to use our system or a different type of system and follow up with these people. If you haven't done this, trust me, you will be able to pull out a couple good conversations that will help your business move forward. That's my advice for the weekend.
Perfect. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be here next week. We'll be here on time, 12 p.m. Eastern. We'll have a special guest. You'll find out who soon enough. Guys, have a great weekend and talk to you next week.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks for joining me.
All right. Oh,